Now, from the studios of Into Tomorrow in Miami, this is ITTV.
Our next guest joining us from London, England. His company has unified mobile hardware, social purpose, and cutting-edge fintech with the release of a new smartphone. There's some really unique things that they're doing. The co-founder and CEO of a company called ZmBIZI is Alpesh Patel. Alpesh, welcome Into Tomorrow. Thanks for coming on. How's the weather in London?
Very, very British, grey and raining all the time. But, yeah.
Well, terrible thing. I've always enjoyed my visits to London, probably especially because I know I'm coming back home to Miami afterwards. So.
Yeah.
But it's always been a great city to visit. So I look forward to seeing London again sometime soon, I hope, as we get back to whatever is the new normal. As always, want to remind our radio audience that we've got video of almost all of our radio guests showing you the products, showing you the guests, showing you some of the things that they do. So we invite you to visit intotomorrow.com and look for this interview and check it out. First of all, tell me a little bit about your company, ZmBIZI. What is it all about? And then let's get into specifically what you guys are doing that's really cutting edge these days.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, thank you for the opportunity
Sure.
to showcase our offering. ZmBIZI is basically a new category within the smartphone ecosystem. I think we all agree that the world doesn't need another phone.
Yeah.
We all agree that the world doesn't need another OS. But what the world really needs is for the consumer who's looking at their screen 300 to 400 times a day, for the consumer to start getting some kind of rewards for what they're sharing on that phone. And unfortunately, the big guys are not doing that. So based on my background coming from, 30 odd years now in the mobile device space, I was director of Motorola Middle East and Africa for many years. I created Africa's first mobile device brand, and I sold that business 4 years ago. One of the key things here is that, we can't get into a price war. There's always going to be someone cheaper than you. I always swore to myself that my next platform is going to be based on value. And that is really about creating something that continuously rewards the user. So we built this proposition called ZmBIZI, as you can see here. And it really is something that doesn't exist today. It's a curated and aggregated platform that consists of hardware and software. It's what I like to call familiarity, but with a difference. Just to let you know why we called it ZmBIZI, we're a minority-owned company. Zambezi, the great African river, it's obviously a minority play on Amazon, being the great South American river, that now the great e-commerce company. ZmBIZI, short for tech, being tech-friendly purposes. The BIZ because it's a business tool, and the IZI because it's extremely easy to use. So yeah, I'm loving to show you the product when we're ready.
Sure. Well, give us an idea of what is it that it does that makes it different. I mean, obviously we've established now that it's hardware and software, and that's cool. And apparently works with AT&T and T-Mobile, but as I understand, only prepaid SIM cards at this point. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. What we've done with the U.S., we are a U.S. company. I just happen to be the only non-American shareholder and co-founder, but we are a U.S. majority-owned U.S. company, and America is our target market. It's just about bringing more choice to the consumers in the U.S. If you look at all the carrier offerings right now, most of it is Apple, Samsung.
Yeah.
We want to bring a bit more choice to the market, and with that approach, going directly to the end user, which is a direct-to-consumer model. You can buy the product on our website. It is an unlocked device, which works on a prepaid package. We do attach a SIM card with one of our partners that comes in the package, but that's obviously up to the user whether they wish to connect it or not.
Okay.
We're trying to be directly to the consumer so that we can kind of own that communication channel with them and keep them updated on latest offers and things.
Gotcha. But it's a lot more, I'm guessing, than just dealing with a different carrier, or even perhaps your same carrier that you might be used to. Where does that cutting edge financial tech come into the picture?
I'm about to show you. So what we're saying here is familiarity with the difference. What we built, you cannot enforce completely something new and take a consumer on a 180-degree turn. It's going to take a long time for them to get used to things. You have to what we call build within some kind of comfort zone, and that's why we say familiarity, but with a difference. Familiarity being the handset. Everyone understands what a handset looks like, what it works like. People will forget their kids at home, but they will not forget their handset. That's how important this thing is.
Touche.
We made it very transparent because that's our brand ethics. and I'll explain why. It's a beautiful Android device. It's 6.7-inch screen, Android 11. It's an octa-core processor. But that's, like I said, we're not in the phone business, and we're not trying to compete with the other big brands. I don't think the world needs folding phones. I don't think the world is trying to get a 90-megapixel camera. What we're trying to show here is what's inside the phone, the familiarity, but with a difference. So here you'll see a mobile digital billboard, right? This does not exist today on any phone. This is passive advertising with the aim, what we're working on right now in the back end. Just look at your phone and get paid. Just look and get paid.
Really? And you talked about earlier, you talked about how we look at our phones 300 or 400 times a day. Imagine if you could look at your phone that many times and get paid for it. So how does that work?
Well, that's all going to be based on AI. It's all going to be based on equality. It's all going to be based on transparency. So basically, whatever we would earn from the advertising partners, we would just share some of that equally with all our total user base, right? And I think that's a fair deal. That's a very fair deal, because you can't force someone to click, right? But you should, it's still their eyeballs going to it. But Dave, the real beauty here is the ZmBIZI ecosystem when you press the Z button. Now, we've here curated, I believe there's 4 or 5 things that people need in general to become really productive. You need wealth, you need health, you need to learn, and you need to play. And under those categories, we've assembled a pretty decent initial set of partnerships, industry-leading partners. What brings all these together is our proprietary rewards. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. Our proprietary. Sorry, what am I doing here? Our proprietary rewards wallet that we built here, and this rewards wallet basically captures your activities, whether you're searching, sharing, shopping, and when it gets to $20 minimum, you press redeem, and the money goes into your ZmBIZI Visa debit card. It also comes with a physical card. You go to the ATM, you take your cash. It's a very raw, convenient form of fintech.
Really?
Now, if you think about it, there's lots of loyalty programs around today, but I don't want to fly with your airline. I don't want to buy that kettle and toaster from your catalog. I want cash. We're giving the power back to the user to be able to monetize from their screen and get cash and spend it however they want. So that's a really important part of our fintech. Every phone comes with its own Visa debit card, which eventually entails financial inclusion for millions of Americans that may not be part of, that need to be included in the whole digital economy. That's a very important part of our message. And we are a social brand as well. I'll even speak about that a bit later. We've got some really cool other apps on this phone. We've got shopping app that's linked in with US retailers. You take a picture from your screenshot, you can find that product, you get rewarded for it. We've got brilliant video technology, like this video, for example. This doesn't exist today. With my finger, I'm able to edit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right?
Again, those of you not yet watching the video, you can see it at intotomorrow.com, but you can see how he's literally moving around in the video with his finger on the screen. And that's something different. Yeah.
It is. It doesn't exist on any phone, because we believe that this is going to create the next generation of content creators, where you shoot with your ZmBIZI phone, and with your finger, you're editing it, you can chop it up, add music, and then share it with your social media network. And when you share that, you're going to get paid, because there'll be an advert in between. So it's a really, really cool offering. We've got a partnership with Yahoo for search. We've got a telemedicine healthcare portal with some COVID information portal as well. It comes with free cloud storage. And it's got, you get rewarded for answering questions, surveys, and everything. So, I mean, that really is the ecosystem. But Dave, think about this. We've got so many things going on here, right? Imagine this is the cake. Imagine the icons are the cream on the cake. Let me show you the cherry on top, and why we believe ZmBIZI is the future. Because we've got Tap and Pay. Tap and Pay is a new category in payments. So what we've done here is we've built in our own soft pods, which converts this phone into a payment acceptance terminal.
I'm wondering, Alpesh, if it's possible to bring the brightness down slightly on the phone, because most of what you're showing us is getting washed out on the video. So if you just can bring brightness down a little bit, and then what you're showing us might actually appear. The guys in the control room are pulling their hair out going, yeah, we can't really see everything. We're seeing some of it, but hopefully you can get... I guess I don't know what we're missing. Oh, I'm seeing a $1. Okay.
So imagine I come to your house and I cut grass or I clean windows, and I'm going to charge you $1 as an example.
Well, that'd be nice. I'll hire you right now for $1.
I know. I'm probably getting like 100 jobs a minute. But
yes.
Look, I mean, that $1 is an example. I'm taking my live UK debit card. I can even take my iPhone. I can even take my Samsung Pay, and I'll tap up the back of the phone, and I will take the payment.
Interesting. Okay. So it's sort of like an NFC kind of thing in that sense, where you're tapping the phone, or in this case, you're tapping the card on the back of the phone and getting your payment.
Correct. And what we've done there, we've converted, again, familiarity, but with a difference. We've converted everyday people who now are wishing to be their own entrepreneurs, become their own micro merchants. A lot of people lost their jobs because of COVID. You know as well as I do that 4 million people last week did not go back to work in the US.
Yeah.
Right? How are the 4 million people going to survive? Because they realize, hang on a minute, I can do this, I can do that. I've always wanted to be a yoga teacher. I've always wanted to bake those cookies. Now they're going to fulfill their dreams, and they're going to be able to have a tool to be able to collect those payments. But it's for a community that is what we call micro merchants. These are all relatively small amounts. The card schemes give us, I think the limit is $200 to $300 per transaction, because you don't need to put in the PIN number.
Okay, and you talked about being paid for what you call over there on the other side of the pond adverts, or ads as we know them. And in that case, how long are these ads? Because I'm hearing my audience in my head saying, well, I put up with ads when I'm watching a YouTube video or something, or I can get to a point where maybe I can skip an ad here and there. But how long typically are the ads, just to give people an idea what it is that they may have to do?
We don't have anything on this phone that you have to watch an ad.
Oh, really?
That's the difference.
Okay.
How we're doing it is actually very basic, which is basic humanity. We're sharing. Whatever we earning on the screen from our affiliate partners, whether you shop on our shopping network, whether you're doing a card transaction and whatever fees we make, whatever we make on this screen, we're just sharing it back to the user.
Okay. But you mentioned just watching an advert or seeing it can allow you to be paid.
What I'm saying is, no, because you see here, you're seeing the advert, but it's coming on and it's going off. We're not forcing you to watch it, but you're going to look at your phone anyway, but you might as well get paid for it.
Oh, okay.
You're not deliberately having to click on it.
Right. It's just something on the screen, whether you're continuing to look at it or not, you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I said about the video, when you share that video and your receiver sees that video, you don't have to do anything. You're just sharing that video with an ad in it. It's your receiver that has to see the video, right?
Okay.
But you're getting rewarded for it.
Gotcha.
Well, sharing your content.
I understand on your website there's also a social purpose for ZmBIZI. So what would that be?
Well, our target audience is basically the marginalized, the unbanked communities that have been through a tough time, urban communities, multicultural, Black, white, Asian, Latino. If you notice how big the tech giants have become over the last 1 year, just because of COVID, they've become trillionaires. But a lot of the people have been left behind. And one of the we were actually meant to release ZmBIZI in April 2020, but then COVID happened, so we had to shelve our plans for a few months. But the timing could not be better right now, especially what's happened with all the protests last year. What's happened with COVID, people are now having to kind of fend for themselves. And, the thing is that a lot of people are getting left behind in this digital ecosystem. So we wanted to be a bit inclusive and say, how do we take something to the people first, rather than just corporate, right?
Okay.
And one of the key things here is that, as an example, Apple collected $12 billion from Google last year for every Apple phone to have a Google search engine.
Yeah.
I use an iPhone as my second phone. I'm yet to get $1 in the mail for my contribution to that ecosystem. Oh,
of course, because we talk on our show all the time about how you and we are the product for them. So we're not going to get any money for any of that, even though we all should be getting a commission for what they're making, especially because it's billions of dollars. Yeah.
Exactly. And Apple can quite easily give every one of their users $100 each and still have enough left in the bank.
Oh, of course.
Right? But they're not doing that because it's just one of those worlds where big companies report to Wall Street. We're reporting to Main Street. That's the fact. This is a people's brand, and we said, look, how do we put everything on the 1/6-inch screen?
Yeah.
Where it's just a constant rewarding machine. Because that famous expression, if you want to predict the future, you've got to create it. right?
Yeah.
And we strongly believe that the future is going to be a rewards-based economy. It starts with the phone that pays you. It goes to the TV that pays you, the fridge that pays you, the car that pays you, because everywhere you're interacting, you're sharing your data.
Okay. Well, we also read something along the lines of how the Z2 can provide relief to small businesses. So we're fast running out of time, but quickly tell me how that can happen.
Well, that's a tap and pay that I showed you. Like,
okay.
We can really
Make it easy for small businesses to collect payments that way.
Correct. And you can be mobile, and you can have bricks and mortar, or you can be on the road, as most people are now, and just keep on collecting money on your phone. But guess what? I can even make a phone call, and I can even check my Instagram, all under one screen. Okay,
then real quick, what does the phone cost, and how do we deal with the monthly expense? How does that work real quick?
So the cost, the Z2, the superior phone, is $550 retail. It's on pre-order right now. We're shipping next month, but it comes with a lot of things included, like free shipping. It comes with protective case, screen protector, 1 year free mobile theft insurance, antivirus software, 1 year free cloud storage service. I mean, there's a lot of things built into that. And we've got a payment plan available on the website as well, where you can pay monthly. We also ship with it a SIM card that is being powered by Boom Mobile, BOOM. They're our SIM card partner, and that basically is going to be a $27 a month prepaid package, which includes unlimited text and talk and 10 GB of data. It's not a bad deal.
Yeah, very good. It sounds very cool, and you've got a whole bunch of marketing slogans there that we've squeezed into these several minutes. So, but it does, I get what you're saying, and it does make sense. So we invite our audience to check out your website, ZmBIZI.com, which is ZmBIZI. So no A, but think of ZmBIZI, ZmBIZI.com. And of course, we'll get you there when you visit IntoTomorrow.com. Alpesh, thanks for spending a few minutes with us, co-founder and CEO of ZmBIZI. We wish you well, and I can certainly see this phone does tend to bring us more into tomorrow. So thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you very much for having me. Have a great day. Thank you.
You too, or a great evening in your case, since you're joining us from London. And again, it's ZmBIZI.com. Visit us at IntoTomorrow.com. I'm Dave Graveline. Stay tuned. Much more to come right here on the Advanced Media Network.